Hello sports fans, welcome to Super Sports Central. Today, we're going to be going over my Week 2 USFL takeaways and recapping Week 2 of the USFL. So starting off with a brief recap, in Friday night we saw a defensive slugfest between the Generals and the Panthers, as the Generals did end up coming out on top. However, they were only able to score 10 points, but that ended up being enough as they won by a final score of 10-6. In Saturday's afternoon game, we saw the Stars defeat the Maulers by a final score of 30-23. And in that game, we saw the first ever 3-point play. And that is how the Stars got to their 30 points, as they stretched the lead to 7 after converting on the 3-point conversion. Saturday night, we saw the highest scoring game in the USFL, as the Stallions beat the Gamblers as they put up a combined 61 points. Stallions won 33-28. And the last game of the week, we had the Breakers absolutely dominating against the Bandits, winning by a final score of 34-3. So, my takeaway is the Breakers are the team to beat. They're going to be number one in my power rankings when they come out tomorrow. But make sure to like and subscribe. Hit the like button too. But make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss when my power rankings come out or whenever I upload a new video. But their defense has been a great part of their success. They have a great pass rush. And the offense has also looked pretty good through the first two games. The fans are mainly going to the games that involve the Birmingham Stallions. So now, I think that it's because the Stallions are the hometown team. So it's harder to show, for the USFL to show that they're establishing fan bases if they're not having the games in each team's home stadium. But then, I still think it's a wise move to have them all in one city for the first season, just to save money and that you can have a second season. But takeaway number 2 is that fans are attending the games with the Stallions in it. So, takeaway number 3 is there's no clear top quarterback. Brian Scott, who leads the league in yards and touchdowns, has looked very good through the first 2 weeks. I also think Kyle Sloter of the Breakers has looked pretty good. He's a little banged up, though. He has a shoulder injury. He injured his groin today. And he also has a left wrist injury. I think Jordan Teama is still the best quarterback in the league. He just hasn't necessarily looked amazing through the first 2 weeks. And number 1 overall pick, Shea Patterson, has struggled in his first 2 games. And my fourth takeaway and final takeaway of this week is the Michigan Panthers. They don't look that good. They lost to the Generals, only being able to put up 6 points. They haven't had great quarterback play. Their defense hasn't allowed more than 20 points in a game. Really, they haven't allowed more than 17. But they haven't allowed a team to even score 20 points. And that's putting their offense in a position to win the game. But their offense hasn't looked good, and I think that all comes back to inconsistent and not good quarterback play. And for a team that was a preseason title favorite, they haven't looked very good so far. So as I mentioned, I think that just boils down to quarterback play. So those are my takeaways and a brief recap of Week 2 of the USFL and my takeaways from Week 2. So let me know in the comments if you have any other takeaways, if you agree with any of my takeaways, disagree, and why. I do my best to post as often as possible. So make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. And I will see you in the next video.